Well, a national drive is being launched to plant 1,000 trees. It's part of a regional tree planting initiative. The event is being launched at the Queen's College this morning. Here's Crystal Darling.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. We're here at Queen's College on Village Road, and we're talking about the 100,000 tree planting initiative. I'm here with leader of the initiative and climate change activist Chaz Garraway. Good morning, Mr. Garraway.
Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. Okay, so could you talk to us about this initiative and why you felt it important to head it off?
So the 100,000 tree planting initiative started back last year when we spoke. I'm a part of the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance, and so at the UN last year we spoke about some of the dangers that climate change will pose for the Caribbean, and so we decided to plant 1 million trees across the region, and in the Bahamas we have decided to do 100,000.
Okay, so I think the question in everyone's mind right now is, we have so much trees here. Why do we need more?
Yeah, it's a good question. You might drive around and think, oh, it's so green, but it's more than just terrestrial trees. We're also targeting mangroves and coastal restoration, because even after Hurricane Dorian, a lot of our coastlines and mangroves have been destroyed, and so we want to rebuild that coastal protection, as well as grow more terrestrial trees to provide food and other sort of benefits that trees provide.
Okay, so we know that with climate change, and you mentioned Hurricane Dorian, there are a lot of people who build on the coastlines. Are you trying to change that or push any policy to have that change? You know, people building on the coastlines, on the shorelines, and knocking down the mangroves and other trees that you've been talking about?
So maybe that might be further down the line, but the scope of our project that we're trying to initiate with the 100,000 tree planting is just to gain awareness around climate action, to let people know that they could be a part of the solution, and that, you know, you don't have to do this grand thing to be a part of fighting climate change. You could plant a tree and that could be your contribution, and that's really good too. So
okay, excellent. I think that's a wonderful idea. Now, talking about climate change, you're very young yourself, and you talked about incorporating a lot of younger people in it through school programs. So could you talk to us about that?
Right. So Melissa here, she's our Bahamian leader, but part of the plan for our tree planting is to get as much of the different schools involved as possible, to get trees grown on their campus, to get them involved with different initiatives. Like on Saturday is our first planting, and so we're going to have a few kids come out to Blue Lagoon to plant as much trees as we can to really kick off the event. So the youth is really a big part of this whole project.
And I like that you spoke about the youth as well. So with the youth being a part of the project, why is it so important that young people, school-age children, get involved with projects like this one?
I think it's important because it lets them feel like they can do something, because, you know, sometimes as a young person or even as a child you feel like, oh, there's really nothing I can do. Like adults feel that way, so imagine little kids. So getting them involved, they like to do fun things. It helps them to learn too. So I think it's good just to get them involved from an early age, so as they grow up they could be more involved if they choose to be.
Okay, so you mentioned the schools, but talk to us about your partners and who's helping you out with this initiative. We know that nobody can do it alone. Right,
so right here we have in the Bahamas we have a team of 18 currently organizing our team, and it's led by Melissa, and we have a lot of international partners from a regional perspective that will help the Bahamas, like the Bill Clinton Foundation. Trees That Feed, the UN is actually helping us under their 1 trillion tree planting initiative. So we're getting a lot of help from a lot of places. Okay,
wow, that is big stuff. So as a young person, what made you what drew you to climate change? What drew you into activism?
I've always been interested. The first time I saw what global warming, I saw that, I said, what is that? And so I went in my dictionary, because, we didn't have Google. And then I saw what it was, and I just got interested, and I started doing more and getting more involved. And because there's not enough action being done. And so I felt that somebody had to do it, so I took up the mantle and got to work.
Okay, and what was it like putting this group together? What was it like getting people on your team? Was it a smooth process? Was it a quick transition? Or did you face a lot of challenges in trying to make this type of move in the Bahamas?
That's a good question. I feel like the people that needed to, like all the people that I have in the team now, they're all really excited to be a part of it, and I feel that they are prepared and ready to do this. They just needed someone to glue them together to say, hey, we could work together and really accomplish something big. So,
and you said that you're going to get schools engaged. So, what is the first step in the in getting this 100,000 trees planted?
Right, so today we're here at Queen's College, and we're launching the project. We want to kick it off in a big way and just get people excited, get like how you guys are here, get the word out that we're doing this initiative, and that we're trying to get as much people involved. Don't matter if you're 5 or 90, we want you planting a tree or helping out. So, we just want everybody involved.
Okay. And lastly, what is the future? What would you want to accomplish by doing all of this? What's your goal at the end of the day?
So this is just the first of many projects that we will be doing, but I think the goal for this one is to just get people excited about climate action, showing them that it's not boring, that it's something that could be exciting, that they can do on their own, and that they could feel like they're part of such a bigger collective since we're doing it regionally.
Okay, thank you so much. But before we end, could you tell people how they can get involved with this initiative? Could you tell schools that may not be a part of it or that may not have been reached out to yet? Can you tell them how they can reach out to you and become involved?
Right, so we have a website, thesustainablelifestyle.org. We're on Instagram. The Sustain Your Belly is our hashtag.
Can you spell that out?
Sustain, SUSTAIN, YA. Belly, your belly.
Sustain your belly.
Sustain your belly.
Okay, you heard it here first.
And our email is 242 sustainable lifestyle. Yes, at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure interviewing you this morning. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.